Hi, welcome back to my channel. So happy Sunday. Popping on today to deliver some Sunday Soul Guidance for you. So I've got a couple of new decks today. This is the Soul Connections Love Oracle. And as mentioned in my last reading, I now have some Angels of Atlantis cards. Knock, knock, there's somebody at the door. That's the wind. The winds of change blowing all around us today. Lots of movement and action all around us. So I thought I would check in with the Guardian Angel Tarot. Keep our messages straightforward and to the point. Let's have our oracles and our angels deliver us the messages directly to our souls on this Sunday. There's been a lot of heavy releasing of emotions. Perhaps this is the winds of change representing the transformative time. This transformative energy where pent-up emotions have now been expressed. So there's been a huge release. And burden is being lifted. Okay, thank you. So let's see what the guardian angels would like us to know. We're going to get nice clear messages that pop out. Okay, so we've got 2 cards. Tell me to stop. I will stop. Okay. So let's see what we've got. We have the Guardian of Thought, Ace of Action, and out with the old, in with the new. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Action. So this is that energy that I was just talking about, where we have the winds of change blowing all around us, and it's a time of action, movement. So let's read about this 4 of Action. Your hard work and sincere efforts lead you to a sense of safety, contentment, and financial security. You deserve to take a break and enjoy the magnificent life you've created. It may be time to celebrate a wonderful event, such as an engagement, a wedding, buying a new house, or the birth of a child. So, the Guardian of Thought. Is it focusing? I'm nowhere near the camera. You may be called upon to be a spokesperson for a cause close to your heart. Your angels will give you the perfect words, and you will do brilliantly. You may be asked to be a mentor or find one yourself. This situation involves someone who's professional with a positive attitude and fresh ideas. This person, who could be you, may be emotionally unavailable because they're very focused. A very focused person. May be willing to help, but not open up to you. Ace of Action. This cherub is heralding a time of wonderful new opportunities related to your creativity, your career, or pursuing your dreams. This is a card of action, and if you've been procrastinating, it's time to really get busy. It's also a great time to start a new business. Have confidence in your abilities. Out with the old, in with the new. Heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. Often this is because you're not happy and feel a lack of purpose in your life. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and spiritual truths. So we have the energy here on the table. The energy of change. Somebody's spoken up regarding why they've been emotionally unavailable. They're expressing their true emotions, their true heart's desire. Guardian of Action. It's time for you to step up and be the leader. Your natural leadership skills are being called into action. This is your moment in the sun. So move into the light and shine for all to see. This card is also about a person who has charisma, is inspiring, enjoys a challenge, and loves the spotlight. So perhaps this resonates for you with regards to your person. So let's pull a Soul Connections card. I feel I must have been in heavy channeling when I read you that message and those cards, because it's as though I have absolutely no memory of what I've just said to you. It's like all of a sudden my mind completely drew a blank. Embrace. Embrace what destiny has in store for you. It's just like the out with the old and in with the new. Heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and spiritual truths, and embrace what destiny has in store for you. So embrace what destiny has in store for you. The more receptive you are to the divine's plans for you, the more easily you can receive the gifts available. Be open to new possibilities. When this card appears, it suggests a more open approach to life's experiences would be beneficial. So this is about you noticing and tapping into these signs that the universe are showing you. Heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. And you are noticing and embracing these signs. And that's how we've got this new energy, this action and movement and the winds of change, this change happening right now, blowing away the old cobwebs. Refreshing your soul. At the bottom of this deck we have attraction. Divine soul counterpart attraction transcends superficiality. That's the signs that your counterpart has been recognizing with regards to your connection. They recognize how this love and this I wanted to say passion, but this attraction, it transcends superficiality. It's beyond the surface. It's more than what you see of the person on the outside. You're attracted to the essence of your person, their energy, their appearances. On the surface, only merely represent a superficial aspect. To really know a person, to really connect with a person, you have to resonate with their energy. And this person, your person, is attracted to your energy, to your vibe. That's more than your appearances. And that's something that can't be replaced. Merely only slightly mimicked. So let's pull from the Angels of Atlantis. Angels of Atlantis Oracle cards. Let's see what the Angels of Atlantis would like us to know regarding your connection. So we have Archangel Uriel, freedom. So let's pop a little. Oops. Oops. Oh my gosh. Can you see the cards? There we go. Archangel Uriel with Archangel Zadkiel, gratitude at the bottom of this deck. Trying to say, there we go, that's perfect. So Archangel Uriel, these are new cards, so I'm going to turn straight to the guidebook. Oops, let's have a little shimmy through the book. Okay. Pages. Archangel Uriel, whereabouts are you, please, in the book? Could you please show yourself? Thank you. Freedom. The drawing of this card illustrates that the oracle is asking you to free up your thinking and feeling, for you are the only jailer that may be keeping your consciousness prisoner. Every aspect of your consciousness is a choice, and if you have made an inaccurate choice, choose again. That is the meaning of the word mistake. If this is what you missed, take again. This time, by liberating the conviction of your love for self, you will spring your soul from its prison. Ask Uriel to show you alternative choices because they resonate of pure love. They will also free you from your thought jail and take you to consequences you may never have dreamed of. Uriel wants you to chant He, and thence to release the feeling of being held back. The He will literally clear your mind. So place it in your forehead or third eye, the sixth chakra. Guidance is imminent, and once more you will dance with the infinite. So the way to do the He chant is to envision, to close your eyes and to take a few deep breaths in, and to focus your closed eyes on the area where your third eye is in your forehead. And imagine a bright light shining in and through you and out of you from this space. And as you focus on that space, then we do some breathing and chanting. And we go, He, 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 He. And that's rather funny. There's another one as well for the heart chakra, which is Ha. So you could really get into some good chanting with your He, Ha chanting. I've got literally tingles in my head, so it works, you know. I get the giggles. I've never done that on camera in front of anybody before. So there we go. I've introduced you to something new one of my new practices. You're welcome. So let's find Archangel Zadkiel. So Archangel Zadkiel, thank you. And we have gratitude. So yeah, as I was saying, you're welcome. I've introduced you to some new chanting practices. So the He will connect you with your third eye chakra, and also your crown chakra, and the Ha connects you with your heart chakra, helps. There we go. So you have chosen this card to remind you of the bounty received recently and how important it is to be grateful for gifts. In truth, our planet is filled with such fruits of grace if we allow ourselves to see them. Zadkiel teaches us to open our hearts and to reveal generosity and kindness to others. There is no scarcity in the place of ultimate well-being and joy we know as the source. Loss is only a condition created on planet Earth in our constant desire to possess more. Therefore, allow your own gifts to inform others on your path, bestowing the refined sense of your joy wherever you are. Okay, here's a new one. So chant Ah to release the conviction of love from your heart. So again, focusing on the heart space, your heart chakra, you would then chant Ah, 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 Ah. There we go. We can get into that and like really focus like later on in private. Thanks. Okay, so I have no idea where this reading kind of, you know, went to. I actually came over quite flushed. I quite like these new cards. They're good to play with and to connect with. So now we're going to ask for a guidance message from Rumi to close out our reading today. Oh my goodness, 23. Okay, let's see if we can be done early. Thank you, Rumi. What's the message for our collective today? What's the message for our collective? Oh my gosh, you know that I can't take that many. Wow. Oh, you're the one that landed up, right? So, number 9, the impossible made possible. Whoa. They're jumpy. And the bottom of the deck, enter the Garden of Delights. Oh, doesn't it look like this card? Enter the Garden of Delights. Wow. Wonderful. So let's make some space on the table. So let's find our cards. I'm quite enjoying listening to the winds all around us. the impossible made possible. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. Rumi. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soul will always endeavour to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. Rumi. She spins, this great earth goddess, upon invisible strings amongst a wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins in her great, loving, constant pirouette. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerges. What strange magic is this? The sun heats the solar system and burns with the power to destroy life. Yet it is a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. We dance, and in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly, you and I. We are so engrossed in it, so familiar with it, and yet blind to it, that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment fail to inspire us. Yet what are your biggest, boldest, most extraordinarily impossible dreams compared to this great impossibility of life itself? Ah, they are but tiny seeds in the Creator's masterful hand, now being planted in the heavenly garden. Yes, they are being planted right now, for the moon tells us the time is right. Most tenderly shall they be watched over, nurtured into fullness according to the season. Yes, that growth is assured. The impossible is now made possible. There is a sweet spot when entering the Garden of Delights, a moment where the senses have gorged themselves upon beauty and become heavy with their fullness, slowing the mind so that it can perceive the divine beloved dancing behind the veils of nature. But first comes the sensual feasting. Blooming orchids arrays the gaze with their startling and strange beauty. Nectar from the ripest fruits of the garden drips, luscious and sweet, upon a savouring tongue. Hungry for gossip, the ears shamelessly eavesdrop upon the birds in melodic conversation. They sing of greatness, most passionate love, and boundless living joy. The ears open wide to take it all in, the craving for touch is sated by rough textured bark fallen from the ancient trees. Soft dewy grasses cool in the shade, the crunching leaves making their sounds under the hot sun and dancing feet, and the caress of that sunlight upon bare shoulders with weight of its own, like a silken wrap placed just so by a caring lover's hand. The breeze, the very breath of the beloved Earth Mother, is sweet with a scent of lavender and jasmine warmed by the Sun Father. Oh, drink it in until your arms raise themselves to heaven, your head tilts, eyes rolling back in your head, and your sacred animal body is mindless and in love. The garden of delights, narcotic in effect, lulling the senses here in the midst of so much life. The garden, I need to read that again. The garden of delights, narcotic in effect, lulling the senses from tension into sacred languor with love that may be experienced. Let us rest here in the midst of so much life, where the goodness of life is felt and the heart is free from any prison of pain or doubt. Come, be in the garden with me now. Let us be free and feast to our heart's content. Rumi. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all that is and all that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources of the heavens? No. So then, why has not every impossible dream now been rendered possible, indeed manifest, in shining glory upon the earth? The human heart knows everything envisioned can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear, so much so that it will not listen to the heart at times. That fear is a childlike nightmare that should you offer yourself up to the sacred loving power of the great Creator, you might be found to be lacking. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection, and then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand, yet believed to be false. But what strongholds can resist love? It is like water. It seeps into every available space and changes form to survive in every environmental condition. With unfailing intelligence, it creates life, from stream to ice, rainfall, the river and ocean. rain descending into snowflakes, snow capping the peak, expressing itself with beauty and genius. It nestles under the earth and rises to the sky, only to return to the earth again. It will erode blockages and prevail, no matter how long that process takes. It carves the earth into shape and form. Where it is, there is life. Such is the adaptable intelligence and persistence of water, just as is the power of love. So now you are guided by this loving power to drop the doubt, shed the incredulity, and open up the mind. Allow your imagination to be inspired as though you are a child in a great garden, hearing the breath of the earth in the wind-whipped leaves and the voices of the ancestors in birdsong. The universe wants something to happen for you, something beautiful, something utterly improbable, and something perfect for your path, your own unique divine destiny. Your mind will wonder if it is even possible. People around you may wonder the same thing, but your heart will burn for it to become real, to become more than a fantastic, improbable dream. You'll want it with all your soul. You may not even be consciously aware as yet what this great desire is, but your heart knows. It holds the secret knowledge and will unveil it when your mind can handle it. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation seeking to pour into your thirsty soul like the sweetest, purest waters of blessing. You have been granted entry into sacred space, a mihrab, a sanctuary for worship. When the soul is well acquainted with love, life becomes a temple of love, the sacred space in which the soul can grow powerful through expansive worship of love. You are being invited by your spiritual brother Rumi to enter into life, to commit to coming alive, even if at times this feels deeply challenging. Sometimes a part of you may rather stay locked in an illusion of security for a time, perhaps expressed through the preference for what is known over what is unknown, what is familiar and comfortable compared to that which is unfamiliar or uncomfortable. To tussle with the parts of us that would deny aliveness is a natural part of growth. It may seem risky, with such potential for heartache, and yet what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow heartache, and yet, what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow death of a precious human soul suffocating by fear and inertia? That is the greatest risk of never really and fully being born into this world of wonders. So Rumi is your midwife, there to ensure full spiritual birth. He is standing at the threshold with you now. You are being asked to cross this threshold from the life you have been living into the aliveness that is flickering and glowing at your feet. It is love's wild, hot embers at your sacred feet. They will erupt at any moment into a holy inferno, taking hold of you and igniting you from within, transforming you into living fire. To come alive requires shedding of so much adherence to the fear of death. The great brother whispers wisdom into your heart. You have heard it, felt it already. The fear of death is so much more terrible than death itself. Nothing is dying in you but fear, so the heart can live more freely. Death and life are twin angels, dancing together in communion with the sacred. They are not opposed. They bring the soul aliveness and make the garden of delights possible. They bring the seasons of the soul that foster growth and take the appearance of dying away, which is actually part of the cycle of life, again and again and again. You have been through much death, dear one, around you, within you. You have known this dark angel. That is why you are so full of life. Your attempts to stay as you have been, to render something into your life immobile or impervious to change, have failed. Let us celebrate. There is no delight in frozen moments long since past. Why try to feast upon such food? It will not nourish you anywhere near as deeply and fully as fresh from the oven morsels of life. Come, let us taste all that is on offer. We'll drink headily and sate our deepest thirst. Let us enjoy the richness of the meal in gratitude for its preparation and awe at the skill involved in such masterful creation. Do not let the memory of death starve you of your participation in life. Do not hold on still to that which is past. I will soothe you with a loving touch upon your back, and yet gently I will turn your head to the right and urge you to see the rising sun. Your life is blessed, you see. I want you to know this. I want you to accept this. Let those horrors of the past be gone. They are no more than phantoms. The garden is here to be touched, tasted, seen, heard, felt, inhaled, and loved. A new day is dawning for you. This is a time when the past will very soon cease to have any hold over you. Celebration is imminent. You are invited into the golden light of divine plenty. Put your worries behind you now and step into your divine inheritance, where all is sorted according to kindness and grace. So let's finish our reading today with this sacred honouring ritual. So say this aloud. I accept the gift of golden grace and healing now, to leave behind all prisons and tombs, conscious and unconscious, of heart and of mind. I open up to life and assistance through unconditional love, in being present to the miraculous beauty that seeks to live through me, as me, and in benefit to all humanity now. I know myself to be worthy of this grace, to be this grace. So be it. Now place your hands gently on your heart and rest for however long feels good. When you are finished, you have completed your sacred honouring ritual. So happy Sunday, everybody. Much love. Thank you. Bye for now.